Most strange events announce themselves with noise, thunder, lights, panic. But this one arrived in absolute silence. In a small, ordinary town with no history of anything unusual, people began waking up with a gift, or a curse. No one could explain. They were suddenly fluent in languages they had never learned. The first case seemed like an accident. A middle-aged woman woke one morning and began speaking rapid, flawless French. Not broken phrases, not tourist level, but perfect Parisian French, slang, idioms, even cultural expressions. Her family thought she was joking. Doctors thought she'd had a stroke. But her brain scans were normal, and she couldn't explain a single word she spoke. Then came the retired mechanic. A quiet man who had never traveled, never studied languages, barely left town. Yet he woke up speaking fluent German with the accent of someone who had lived in Berlin his entire life. Soon more cases appeared. A teenager speaking ancient Latin, a grandmother suddenly fluent in Japanese, a young boy reciting Arabic prayers he had never heard. Different ages, different backgrounds. No connection between them. The town began calling it the Night of Tongues. Scientists called it something else, xenoglossy. The ability to speak a language you've never learned. But xenoglossy shouldn't be real. There is no psychological trick, no neurological glitch, no trauma that can implant a new language in the human brain overnight. Language requires years of exposure, memory, immersion. Yet these people woke up fluent without any of it. Researchers tried everything: memory tests, brain imaging, sleep studies, hypnosis. Nothing explained it. There was no brain damage, no seizures, no shared trauma, no environmental toxin. The languages were spoken with native fluency, not random words, but deep vocabulary, the kind that comes from living a life in that language. And then came the cases that broke all logic. Two people began speaking dialects that no longer exist. One in an extinct tribal language, another in a form of Old Norse spoken 1,000 years ago. It wasn't just foreign, it was impossible. Some locals believed it was a spiritual event, past lives bleeding through the cracks. Others whispered that the town sat on a thin place, like where memories and identities could slip between realities. And a few believed something else entirely, that the voices didn't belong to the people speaking them, but to someone or something speaking through them. As quietly as it began, the phenomenon eventually faded. One by one, the affected residents lost the foreign languages as suddenly as they'd gained them. When it left completely, like a switch being turned off. Today there is no official explanation, no consensus, no cause, just a town that went to sleep ordinary and woke up speaking with voices that weren't theirs.